Occasionally it's nice to upgrade your bike, and as Scotty found out recently, upgrading your wheels can make a massive difference to how that bike rides. In today's video I'm going to show you how to pick the right wheels for your bike and how to fit them. There are a number of considerations to think about when trying to buy some new wheels, and Scott goes into those in detail in his video, so check it out. But really the main ones are strength versus weight. For a cross-country bike like this, obviously the lighter the wheels the better, so they don't need to be super strong, but that totally depends on the style of riding you do. Downhill wheels will need to be heavier for that strength. Also, tubeless compatible, we definitely recommend tubeless. It's great, there's less weight spinning around and you're much less likely to pinch your tube. Obviously we can't pinch your tube, but you can rip the tyre. There's a few other considerations as well. Rim width makes a big difference to the actual shape of your tyre. So the wider the rim, the more spaced out the beads are going to be, and that can add some stability, but think about that and the type of tyres you're going to put on that rim. It's also worth considering when you're upgrading wheels, the engagement. High quality wheels like this K-Force Light by FSA can have really quick engagements. You're not spinning a cassette round before you get driven forward. Also, they're going to have really good sealed bearings in there that'll keep you riding smoother for longer. As Scott found out, a light set of wheels is really going to make your bike feel agile. On here we've got some carbon rims that are really stiff, lightweight, but they are expensive. So obviously budget is going to play a big factor in your choice of wheels as well. So the first thing is making sure you buy the right wheel size for your bike. That's pretty obvious. Hopefully you should know that. 26, 27.5, 29 plus or fat. And then think about actually how they're mounted to your bike. So on the front here, I've got a pretty common setup. It's a 15mm axle and it's 100mm wide. So just take a look at your axle, measure it, or just look at the manufacturer's website. On the rear, I've got this 12mm axle and it's 142mm wide. You can get others such as 135 with a quick release, but if you don't know that, definitely check out your bike manufacturer's website. There are two different types of ways to mount disc brakes to your wheels, either a 6-bolt variety like this or a center lock. So make sure you get that right, otherwise you're gonna have to buy new discs to fit your wheels. The last consideration is getting the correct cassette driver body for your bike, and the cassette you've got on there. This is a Shimano one and this is a SRAM XD driver. On these set of wheels you can actually swap them out really easily, so you can buy the spare part if you don't get the correct one. So the first thing I do is fit the tyres. I've got a tyre and a tube set up today, so it's pretty simple. And I like to line them up the way they would be on the bike. So the disc brake mounts on the left-hand side. That way I can get the direction of the tyre in the right direction. And also line up the all-important logo with the valve hole. And what I'll do is just stick that wheel inside the tyre and get one side of the bead put on first. Now I'm just going to feed the inner tube through the hole and sit the tube inside the tyre. Most disc brake bolts come with this blue Loctite on them. That's going to stop them from winding out. But if you don't have any on there, it's definitely worth thinking about. And I like to go around and just sort of hand thread them in and just go around alternating, not next to each other. So do those three, get it sat on there, and then do the other three. If you've got the center mount rotors, you need one of these special tools. It's a cassette tool, so I'm going to use this in just 1 second to fit the cassette. This is a Shimano XTR cassette, so you see it comes apart into loads of different bits. And personally, I like to do it just one bit at a time. And what I do is go around the cassette driver and find that one thin spline, there it is, and then go around the cassette and find that. So now you just need this special cassette tool to wind on that lock ring, and I'll just do it by hand to begin with. And the last check I'll do is look down the cassette and make sure I've put everything in the right order and that these teeth are all evenly spaced. So your wheels are ready to roll, literally. Now it's just time to get them in the bike. Front wheel's dead simple, just obviously remove your axle, line up your disc brake into the caliper and stick your axle in and tighten it out. Now for the rear wheel, make sure your clutch is turned off on your rear mech if you've got one, and just slide your cassette in the middle of the chain. Pull your rear mech back, and again just line up your rotor into the caliper, slide your axle in. Just a couple of final checks before you ride your bike. Make sure that both your rotors, front and rear, are centered and they spin nice and freely, so you've not got any resistance in there. And with your gears, double check your limit screws and the index on your gears. We've done videos on how to do both those things, so check those out. You should definitely check out some more maintenance videos whilst you're here, and if you click up in that top corner, that'll take you through to how to index your gears. Click down there in the bottom corner to go through to how to center your disc brakes. Your bike will be running really sweet. Click on the GMBN logo to subscribe, totally free, and give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying our maintenance videos.